You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get to our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender.
That was a round of applause, by the way.
Welcome back. Vinny Barbarino is in. Oh, I'm sorry, Gunther Smith is in the house. Welcome.
Hey, welcome back. Is when we could have real TV without worrying about people being offended, Ron.
I can see we got.
Just so you know,
we're gonna have to get the mute button ready today. I can see it already coming. I
got a bad feeling about this.
Hey, let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's take a look. What are we celebrating today? Cat Herders Day.
You know better than that.
Yeah, we're not celebrating cat herders.
Wait. Have you been to my office? It's like herding cats sometimes. Trust me.
Anything I say can and will be held against me for the rest of my life. National Wear Your Pearls Day. Do you have your pearls on, Lucas?
I forgot.
No pearls. I don't have my pearls. Do you have your pearls on? Now this one here, Josh, he doesn't have his pearls on either. He's I don't know if how they let him in, because he's out there in Las Vegas wearing a Denver Broncos sweatshirt. I don't know. In Raider land, that could be taking your own life in your hands. Do we have someone backing you up in case a Raider fan finds you? We got to watch out here.
Armed security.
Armed security. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a security guard over there for Josh. But you know, he's in the background, so maybe. Well, I don't know. Just you go to Mandalay Bay, if you're wearing the wrong gear on game day, you are taking your life in your hands. I move right along. Bill of Rights Day. That would be in some state other than California.
Yeah, we still have those?
Not in California.
Okay.
No, we have a mask mandate now. I did get my stash of Go Brandon masks, so those are ready for any place that requires a mask that we have to wear that. I did notice, though, that our supervisor, our county supervisor, made a comment yesterday, and I found this fascinating, that he's not sure that people are going to follow the mandate in Orange County. Really? Surprise. Not a big surprise. Orange County, I don't know if I'm not sure that. I know that Newsom won't show up here. I don't know if we even want him. So I know the answer in my household, but so Don Wagner says he unlikely to have an impact locally, where he expects to see, quote unquote, a whole lot of non-compliance.
Go OC.
Yeah, we like. If there was any reason for it, maybe that would be a different story. But so far, we haven't found anybody that's got a real reason for the mask. But hey, let's move right along and see. Oh, today is National Cupcake Day. So that one we can get into. Chocolate cupcakes, maybe a little bit of German chocolate frosting on them.
I came to visit my favorite cupcake today.
I don't. What's holy cow? One of us caused something to go haywire on the board here, but that's okay. So let's move right along. I don't know about this here. We gotta move on. Let's see. I'm not going to get into the battle yet. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But let's see stocks. What's the market doing right now? Dow Jones is flat. It's been down all day, down 2.72 right now. S&P 500 down 13.4. NASDAQ down 135.62. Oil down 84 cents a barrel. Let's take a look at that, see what that means to you and to me. I know I went to the gas station on Sunday. I filled up the car. Ow! Painful. But I'm just keeping an eye on this just for Josh's benefit here. So I have been washing out there. What is it, North Dakota, Josh? $3.10 a gallon. You're not getting that in Vegas. You're over there at $3.88. Lori, you're $3.05. $3.05. Our underwriter, Lori. Louisiana, back in America, $3.05 a gallon. Kendra, you're at $3.73. Josh, you and I, we're paying the penalty, buddy. $4.67 right here in the formerly Golden State. Ow! And did you hear the president saying he wants to get rid of oil combustion cars? I'm sure that's a big, big benefit. But like I told you yesterday, he's got $10,000 to give away to anybody that buys a $50,000 or more electric vehicle. That's part of his Build Back Broke program that he's promoting right now. Let's take a look. Did you see the argument go or the Twitter? And I'm not on Twitter. I gave it up. But did you see the battle between Elizabeth Warren and Elon Musk on Twitter? This was hysterical. I found this one fascinating. That Elizabeth Warren. So Elon Musk is referring to her as Senator Karen, right? And I get it. I mean, this lady has no clue what in the world is going on. She wants Elon Musk to pay his taxes. So Mr. Musk comes out and says, I'll pay more in taxes this year than any American in history. He didn't say Pocahontas. He called her Karen, but that's a different story. Saying, and Senator Karen says, well, you're freeloading on the American taxpayer. This is the same lady that put on her resume or on her application that she was a Native American so she could get a job at a university in Massachusetts. Just amazing to me. And the closing battle here. This is like, you call this a mic drop, I think. So we need a sound for that, Josh, a mic drop, right? So Musk says with all the money that he's paying in taxes, that to Senator Warren, don't spend it all in one place. Oops, you already did. Right? I mean, that's just amazing. So Elon Musk, chalk one up for him. Talked a little bit about the mask mandates. President Biden, unfortunately, I think we've got a little bit of problem with cognitive issues. So he's not really aware of what's going on in our country, which is sad. I mean, we want our president to be strong. But he's warning the Republicans to get ready for 2022 because the Democrats are going to kick their fannies. And House of Speaker Pelosi, right? I mean, I think she's about as well. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, you can't say that on radio, Ron.
You can't say that on radio.
Just stop right now. Josh is going to have to mute you.
Exactly. So she says this is the perfect president for this time. Really? Now I'm gonna use Mike Huckabee's line because I couldn't have come up with this on my own. Right? Perfect. Just like Andrew Cuomo is a perfect gentleman. And Jeffrey Dahmer has perfect table manners, right? I mean, if you don't know those guys, you're old, and you're not old like me. Yeah, so Jeffrey Dahmer. I haven't heard that name in the news for a long time. But, we notice where the economy is going. We notice where gas prices are going. We notice the president's numbers, and he's excited about this. I think the teleprompter said, get excited. So that was... I move right along. Hey, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, what everyone wants to know, Will home prices decline in 2022? We're going to chat about that. Let's see. We've got how retail store cards can impact your credit. We'll talk about that. We'll see what Lucas Smith is up to, what kind of trouble he's causing. We'll chat about that. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at RonIsMyLender.com. That's RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey friends, do you dream of mortgage-free home ownership? Are you aware that even if you own your home free and clear, it could still be costing you thousands per year? The Siegel Lending Team can help you generate tax-free income, accumulate family wealth, and maintain ownership of your home. By simply emailing your most recent mortgage statement, you'll receive a no-obligation real estate plan. Learn more by calling 1-800-306-1990 or email me your recent mortgage statement to PEAR@RonSiegelRadio.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime. At 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Real-time real estate segment. I'm sorry, the Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. Just look at throwing a little bit of a curveball to Josh right there. So we've got the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Dow Jones now down 19.2. NASDAQ is down 157.58. S&P 500 is down 8.54. 10-year Treasury is flat. Mortgage-backed securities are down 6 basis points. Okay, so what's the deal here? Why is this stuff happening? Well, it's all very, very simple. The Federal Reserve is coming out at 11 o'clock our time. They're going to give us, tell us what their plan is. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be basically, we're not going to do anything. We're thinking, though, they might increase the pace of their tapering. That might be good for the markets. The National Association of Home Builders Housing Market Index increased by 1 point from last month's figure of 83 to 84. Current sales increased by 1 point to 90. Expectations remained flat. Buyer traffic increased by 1 point. What else do we have in here? Mortgage Bankers Association released their mortgage application data for the week ending December 10th, showing that overall application volume decreased by 4%. Applications to purchase a home were up 1%. Refinances decreased by 6%. And when you look at some of the other stats that go in with that, it's just amazing because we have been talking about this. So interest rates over the last year are up about 39, about 40 basis points. right? So that's about 0.5% is on the interest rates from last year. Purchase mortgages, again, rose by 1% and are now 9%, are down 9% year over year. But don't forget, cash buyers, they're coming in and buying up a lot of property. So if you factor that in, that cash buyers, you're looking at down around 5% as opposed to that 9%. Also remember that inventory down 13% year over year, prices up 20%. And as I mentioned, rates are up about 40 basis points, almost 0.5%. So still seeing a lot of strength in the housing market, especially during the normally slow holiday season. Cash freight, this is one that we watch. No one talks about this. I mean, if you go on any Cannabis News Network or MSNBC, Hee-Haw, the CNBC, Fox News, none of them, or Fox Business, none of them talk about the cash freight index. Showed that shipping costs rose to a new record high, rising 8% in the month of November. 8% in 1 month. Ow! 44% year over year. From an inflation standpoint, we're continuing to see supply chain disruptions causing higher prices, which means goods are getting more expensive. Think about that. If freight went up 44%, what do you get that goes on a truck?
Everything.
Everything, right? What do you get that goes on a ship?
Everything.
A lot, right? What do you get that goes on a plane? So if you've got transportation up 40, UPS, FedEx, I mean, all these things up 44%. Just think about that from just a plain mathematics standpoint. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. If the freight is a component of cost of goods, which it is, and you're making a percentage based on the overall cost of goods, when freight goes up 44%, the cost of goods are going up, say 55%, just based on the freight portion. So we're going to have higher inflation coming up in the future. So that is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make that call, 800-306-1990. Lucas Smith is in the house. Smith team is Smith.
Your home sold guaranteed realty, Orange County.
Oh, okay. So
we're going to make it easy for you, Ron.
They gave him a boot from the Smith team.
No. I'm still a Smith, but.
Okay, I thought that your beautiful bride said, you're going to your home sold.
Yes, she did, and that's what we do.
Okay, so she doesn't come in here to see us. She sends the B team all the time.
I know. She's busy, Ron. Somebody has to sell houses. Hello.
So we get the B team in here, and one of these days we'll get the A team.
One day. So, I'll talk to her about it. I'll see if she can fit you in.
Yeah, right. So
we'll have her and Mindy on.
I can just picture that. Josh, what do you think? Josh will be in the background saying, this will be a show to remember. Okay, so I don't know. Josh is waving at me in the background, so I think he's telling me, no, he doesn't want those two in here. So I think maybe it's that maybe your mic is a little hot here.
And I'm loud.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so any houses selling, or what's the deal?
Off the hook, man. The market is incredibly hot.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
So explain to us. You were with Smith team, your home sold guaranteed, and about 75 other sentences.
Yeah.
And now it's your home sold guaranteed.
Your home sold guaranteed realty, Orange County. Yes, so we still own and operate the Smith team within your home sold guaranteed realty, Orange County.
So does that change anything for me as a consumer?
Not a single thing. You still get the great service. You still get all of our guarantees, all of that. It just changes it for you because it's easier for you to say.
Yeah, Josh, we don't have to get the double-sized billboard anymore.
Right.
I mean, that's where the issue is. We have a billboard that we made. If you're watching us on any of the socials, you might have seen that. But here's the issue is, we couldn't fit all that on the billboard.
Right. Yeah, they don't sell billboards that big.
They're only 5 foot by 7 foot or something like that. You do commercials, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so do your commercials get anything in there other than the company name?
Occasionally. Okay. Occasionally we make an offer, like we guarantee the price on your home or we'll pay the difference. Occasionally we get one of our great offers.
So we get 65 or 70 Most of us do commercials 30 and 60 seconds.
90, buddy. I got to get the
So,
name in.
you
I
gotta
got to
get
do
the name in.
90s because I got to get the name
I get
in.
90 for the name. That makes sense. Okay, so what's selling right now?
Everything. I mean, what's not selling? I mean, inventories are at record lows, Ron.
Okay.
Oh, year over year, they're in the tank. We got nothing to sell. We're at, last time I checked, we were at about 6 weeks worth of inventory and dropping.
Yeah, I had Mary here, Realty Pro was where we broadcast from. She was saying that they see 2 weeks is basically how long a product stays on the market.
Yeah, if that.
And so when you say that it's longer than that, that's taking into bigger coverage map.
Well, so when I say 6 weeks worth of saleable inventory, what I'm talking about, Ron, is when we look at the market attrition rate, how fast things are selling compared to how many houses we have for sale.
Okay.
Then we can just do a simple division and get our number of weeks worth of inventory. So a normal market is somewhere around 3 to 6 months worth of inventory. So that's 12 or more weeks worth of inventory. So right now we're at about half of that at about 6 weeks worth of inventory, meaning if they didn't list another home today, we would run out of houses to sell by mid-January.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. I know I was talking to an agent, I think 2 weeks ago, and they said Anaheim Hills had 4 houses for sale.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Right? I mean, 4. And, some of them have probably been on the market for a while. They're the agent's own personal residence, and they listed it for double what it was the market.
Yeah, they're $1 million overpriced, and they haven't done anything to it, and they only want to show it Tuesday afternoons at 2:00. And that's why it's still on the market.
On the 5th Tuesday of the month.
On the 5th Tuesday of the month. Yep, that's why it's still on the market. But they're getting a lot of calls on it.
Yeah. So there's the issue right there is, if you're thinking about selling, if you're wanting to sell your property, when do you want to sell it when there's a lot of inventory out there, or do you want to sell when there's minimal inventory out there?
Me? I want to sell when there's minimal inventory out there. I want to create the most demand for my home, for my product. I want to drive the price up, create multiple offers, and get people bidding against each other to buy it. That's what I want to do.
Why do you want multiple people bidding against it?
Because I want to be able to find the best buyer who's willing to pay the most money, who's going to 100% guaranteed complete the deal.
That makes sense. So, you're looking then for that. So that's if they're going to 100% complete the deal. You're looking for cash buyers? Is that
no, not necessarily. We're looking for a motivated buyer.
Oh, okay.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So a good buyer, right? A buyer comes in, let's say I have 2 offers on the table, and one is maybe a less qualified buyer with lower money down who has been shopping for 6 months and probably has 16 offers out, right? Versus I get a 20% down, right? Or a heavy cash buyer who comes in and says, my parents who are aging live in the same neighborhood, and I want to be close to them as they get older, right? So maybe the person who wrote 16 offers and is less qualified, right, has lower motivation than that person. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about somebody who's going to complete the deal, somebody who's qualified and motivated.
So I overheard a conversation, and maybe let's talk a little bit about that. So the people win a bid. So that's hard in itself.
Yep.
And day one they're not performing. Are you putting up with that? Or are you just saying
not
next?
Even for a second? Just right on to the next one.
So you didn't perform on day one. You breached your contract. You better make sure you're ready to perform.
Right. Yeah. You breach your contract on day one because literally our contracts, you have 24 hours to put in your earnest money deposit.
Now, what does that tell you about the buyer? If day one they're already not performing,
that's somebody I don't want to work with. That's my job. My fiduciary duty to the seller is to eliminate that person and get somebody in who is going to perform.
Yeah, because even you're going to be wondering at every milestone, are they going to perform?
And I hear ridiculous things. Oh, the buyer was too busy to do that. Ron, I've bought and sold a couple houses in my life. For me personally,
it's a big time.
It's a big issue, and we run a business, and I've still managed to make the time to do the things that I needed to do in order to complete the purchase.
Especially nowadays, earnest money deposit. Let's see. I go online, I go into my bank's app, and the bank's app says wire money, who do you want to wire it to?
Correct.
And you're done in about 2 minutes.
Both of my banks do that online.
Right.
It's less than a 5-minute process. So when somebody says they couldn't do it today because they were too busy, that just tells me they weren't motivated enough to complete the deal.
They don't really want that house.
They don't.
Just fascinates me. Just fascinates me how this works. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, what everybody wants to know: will home prices decline in 2022? How retail store cards can impact your credit, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a...
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452. You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564 or visit RSR Home Digest, rsrhomedigest.com. Get a free report every month on what the value is of your property. Did it go up? Did it go down? What's the market like in your neighborhood? Are homes selling in your neighborhood? That's what the report tells you every single month. And it is compliments of Ron Siegel Radio. What everyone wants to know: will home prices decline in 2022? If you're thinking of buying a home in today's housing market, you may be wondering how strong your investment will be. You might be asking yourself, if I buy a home, will it lose value? Or will it continue to appreciate going forward? The good news is, according to the experts, home prices are not projected to decline. Here's why. With buyers still outweighing sellers, not from a personal standpoint. Home prices are forecasted to continue climbing in 2022, just at a slower and more moderate pace. Why the continued increase? It's a simple law of supply and demand. When there are fewer items on the market than there are buyers, the competition for that item makes prices naturally rise. And while the number of homes for sale today is expected to improve with more sellers getting ready to list their houses this winter, we're certainly not out of the inventory woods yet. Thus, the projections show continued appreciation, but a more moderate rate than what we've seen over the past year. Here's a look at the latest 2022 expert forecasts on home price appreciation. Again, 2022 forecasts. Fannie Mae, 7.4%. Freddie Mac, 7%. MBA, 5.1%. That's the Mortgage Bankers Association. Home Price Expectation Survey. To me, that's the best of all of them. because they have take into account about 100 different economists in different market sectors, 5.1%. Ivy Zelman does great job, 3%. And the National Association of Realtors, who has a bit of a conflict of interest, you would think they'd be at the highest number. They're actually coming in saying 2.8%. Put them all together, you get a 5.1% appreciation. Guess what Orange County appreciates over the last 62 years? 5.3. It's Orange County over 62 years. What's it going to be next year? I don't know, but I tell you what it did over the last 62. What's the biggest takeaway from the chart that Josh has right there on the screen? If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed. Biggest takeaway? It looks like they're all showing an increase in prices next year. Here's what some industry experts say about how that will play out in the housing market next year. Brad Hunter Housing Economics explains, quote, the recent unsustainable rate of home price appreciation will slow sharply. Home prices will not decline, but they will simply rise at a more sustainable pace, unquote. Danielle Hale from Realtor.com agrees, quote, price growth is expected to move back toward a normal range, but this is on top of recent high prices. So prices will still hit new highs. The pace of price growth is going to slow notably, unquote. What does that mean for the housing market? While home price appreciation is expected to continue, it is not projected to be the record-breaking 18 to 20% increase the market saw over the past 12. Well, that's not a problem, right? Overall, it's important to note the price increases won't be as monumental as they were in 2021, but they certainly won't decline anytime soon. What does that mean for you? Well, we just talked about that in the last segment with Lucas Smith. We were talking about the idea that motivated buyers in the market and so few homes available to purchase, the imbalance of supply and demand will continue to put upward pressure on home prices in 2022. And when home price appreciation is in the forecast, that's a clear indication your investment in home ownership is a sound one. If you've got some questions about your particular neighborhood, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I've got a real estate report card for every county within the sound of my voice, and being that we are on the World Wide Web, that's a lot of counties. So just give me a call again, 800-306-1990. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Continue our conversation. Lucas Smith is in the house. Your home sold realty, Orange County.
Your home sold guaranteed realty, Orange County.
I
Our name is our promise, Ron. Your home sold guaranteed, or we'll buy it.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to double the price and sell it to you.
Okay. My caveat is you and I get to agree on price and possession.
Ah, okay.
Right.
Okay, so
has to be reasonable.
Why? I'm married. I don't have to be. My
no,
wife's
no.
told me many times I don't have to be reasonable.
She says you're unreasonable. That doesn't mean you don't have to be reasonable. She just says you're being unreasonable. There's a difference, Ron.
Oh, okay.
I know she's worked hard to get this with you.
Okay, so let's talk about this market. So you're in Orange County and Riverside, San Bernardino.
Yep.
Now the report I just went through was basically national.
Those
stats.
are national stats. Yeah.
What are you seeing in the local market?
I'm guessing we're probably going to see about double those numbers. So probably about a 10% appreciation annually here in Orange County, and maybe a little bit more in Corona, Riverside, because those two cities are the highest number sales volume cities in Southern California is Corona and Riverside.
Really? Okay.
Yes. They have the
Corona
most
and
number of
Riverside,
sales.
Those are the same county though, right?
They're both in Riverside County.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Riverside, the city of Riverside and the city of Corona have the most sales.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Here in our market area. Yes.
What now? Do you have any idea why?
Yes. Affordability.
Okay.
Right? Bigger house, less money. What you can buy for here in Orange County, you can go to Corona and actually buy a full-sized house.
So, and being that we're seeing so many of the issues of the pandemic, people are saying, I don't need to be in this loft.
Correct.
And I want to have a home office.
Correct.
Do you work out of a physical office or home office?
We have a physical office. We have a physical location here in Anaheim. But you're right. What we saw during the pandemic, the biggest reason for moving was because companies realized they no longer had to house their employees in large office buildings in order to do business and be effective.
So you're kind of the anomaly, right? I mean, there's so many real estate companies right now. They're downsizing their office footprint, right? Because they need a conference room to meet with clients, and maybe a few offices, maybe like a transitory offices where agents come in and do a little bit of work, but they're working from home,
right?
Just like so many businesses are, and they want a bigger piece of property,
right?
More space.
Right.
They want the white picket fence. They want the pool in the backyard. They want to be there with the dog.
Right. Commuter friendly isn't necessarily necessary. You can sell the loft in downtown LA. Thank God you get out of there.
Right.
And you can move out to Eastvale and buy a 4,500 square foot home with a pool for less than what you sold the loft in downtown LA for.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That's Eastvale is a beautiful area.
It is.
There's a lot of up and coming growth out in that area.
Great schools, great
funny,
area.
You think about that, and I remember when I was young, that was a long time ago.
Long time.
So I had an aunt that moved from West Anaheim to Corona, and we thought that you had to take a suitcase to go there.
Oh yeah.
Right. I mean, the 91 freeway, one lane each way, or something like that.
Well, yeah. When I was 12, I grew up in Pasadena. My folks moved me out to the Inland Empire. And as my dad and I were heading in the car out there for the first time to see the house, we passed Forest Lawn Cemetery here off of the 60? So it is, right? And I thought we'd driven for a long time. And I looked at my dad and I said, "Are we there yet?"
Well, that's just normal kid stuff.
Wait. He laughed. Now, mind you, we're moving. I'm 12. We're moving away from all of my friends. He laughed and he said, "Nope, we're not even halfway there." I thought, oh God, for certain my life is over.
Yeah, and it's amazing because that's everyone's moving out. I mean, I remember, and in Palm Springs. I mean, I go to La Quinta, Palm Desert all the time, right? You think that was a forever trip, right? Yeah. It's not. There's a lot of growth in those areas.
Huge amounts of growth out in those areas.
With the idea of that growth, that means there's a lot of demand for those properties. As long as people are demanding the properties, that means they're going to appreciate.
Yep, absolutely.
And now with some of the lending limits, you can buy a lot of property out there based on these current lending limits. I mean, when you go from last year, the lending limit in Riverside County was what, 540 or something, 548?
Right.
And now we're looking at 625.
Right. That's huge.
Right. Or 562, sorry. 562, I think.
Okay. You're the lender.
I don't know.
I know it went up to 647 here in OC.
970 on the high balance stuff. Right. 970. I mean, FHA is the 562.
Okay.
That's where I was going to say, I thought that we were higher than that. 647.
Right.
647 in Riverside.
Right.
That buys you a lot of house.
A huge amount of house. Yeah, absolutely. In Riverside?
So think about that with 5% down. I'm not going to do the math exactly, but it's roughly a $700,000 house. Now, let's say 700 just for easy numbers. Give me the little bit of the characteristics of a Riverside home for $700,000.
Riverside home for $700,000. So you can get a newer build,
okay,
right? Which most people want, a modern construction, nice community. You can probably get 2,500 to 3,000 square feet, pretty easy. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom.
What size lot? Do I have any backyard with that, or is it Irvine?
Yeah, you're gonna You're gonna have a little backyard with that. Now, most of the lots out there are going to be somewhere between 5,000 to 8,000 square feet at least.
Okay.
So you're not going to get a lot of the 3,500 square foot lots like you do in Irvine.
Right.
You're not going to
get a 3,000 foot house and a 3,500 square foot.
Yeah,
lot.
you're not going to get that.
So you're going to actually have a backyard and you have room for the picket fence and put an outdoor entertainment area.
Right. Yeah, you're going to be able to buy in a nice area. Again, good schools.
That's $700,000.
Yeah.
Now, median home price for Orange County is $950,000. Let's should I do a report card for Riverside County just for the fun of it before we go to our break here? Let's see, Riverside County median home price. I don't follow it all the time, but 503.
Oh, okay. I was around 600. It's at 503. That makes sense.
And we're looking at appreciation projected 5-year appreciation 1 year. Next year, 7.96 is what they're forecasting 7.96. So that's a $500,000 house goes to $540,000.
So why do you think the slowing is in the price increases, Ron? What do you think is causing the slowing in the normalization of the price increases? Let's call it that.
I think there's a lot of people that have already got to what they wanted, right?
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of people who have moved out. They've realized that they're the young people. Here's the issue. And if you watched our program on Monday, I always do it right around the 10th to 12th of the month. I do a millennial show. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you why exactly these things are happening, because I'm going to submit that might be younger people moving out that way. Old people like me are saying, you know something, I'm set, I'm stuck
I don't
where
want
I
to
am.
commute. Yeah.
So why are the young people saying what they're saying? I'm going to tell you that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. We also have a Your Credit Matters segment, all that and more. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. How do you like that dancing, Josh? Wasn't that pretty good? And I hit the camera.
I thought you panned the camera over to me just so I could be the center of attention there, Ron.
I know you like being the center of attention. I've heard that you're that way. I just throw that out there. Hey, Your Credit Matters segment today, how retail store cards can impact your credit as you're shopping for the family and friends on your gift list this holiday season. Good chance you'll come across an offer to apply for a retail store credit card. In fact, you might even qualify for a special discount or rewards at your favorite store if you open a new account. Yet, before you jump at the chance to stretch your holiday budget, it's important to consider how applying for a store card might impact your FICO score, not the FACO score, but the FICO score. There are safe ways to open a new retail credit card. But if you're not careful with how you use the account, you could impact your credit score. You can use your store credit cards to build credit. Store credit cards act like traditional credit card accounts in several ways. One of the biggest similarities between these two forms of plastic is the fact they both have the potential to help you build credit. With most store accounts, a bank issues the card, which is co-branded with the retailer. Depending on the card, you might be able to use it only with a specific set of retailers, or you might have the freedom to use the account on a wider basis. Either way, if you're using bank reports to the account to the major credit bureaus, the credit should show up on your credit reports. Once the credit reporting component happens, the retail store card has the ability to help you establish or build your FICO score. The credit inquiry. Anytime you apply for a new credit card of any type, the issuing bank will probably want to review a copy of your credit report. When this happens, the credit bureaus that shared your information will post a credit inquiry. In some cases, a new credit inquiry could lead to a lower FICO score. Not always, and it's not a major amount, so don't get into that issue. It's important to point out that FICO scores only consider hard inquiries that have taken place within the last 12 months, and some inquiries will not impact your score at all. Applying for new credit is likely to have a minimal effect on your FICO score. In many cases, adding one extra inquiry to your credit report may result in fewer than 5 points off your FICO score. However, the actual impact of a credit inquiry can differ from one credit report to the next. Mistakes to avoid with retail credit cards. When you open a new retail store credit card, it's important to manage the account with care. Retail cards that report to the credit bureaus can influence your FICO scores just like any other credit obligation. Here are 3 mistakes you should avoid. Never, ever pay late. Do not overutilize the credit limit. We've talked about that. Avoid carrying a balance. Bottom line, store credit cards can be helpful if you're trying to build credit. They can also represent a convenient way to pay for purchases with a retailer you frequent. In some cases, you might even earn rewards on your spending that you could use for future savings. Yet, just like any other type of account, the way you handle a retail card will determine the ultimate impact that it has on your credit line. If you want more information on this, give me a call, 800-306-1990. I will tell you, the only resource I use for credit, for monitoring my family's credit, myfico.com. Myfico.com. They're the only one. Why? And I pay for it. It's not that I get it for free because I promote them and I recommend them. But see, it's got my FICO in it. It's owned by Fair Isaac. They're the ones that know the algorithm of what's on a FICO score. Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, Wise Credit, Experian. They're guessing. MyFICO knows. So myfico.com. That's your Credit Matters segment brought to you by mysocallender.com. So if you were listening to us before the break, thank you. We know you have options, and we appreciate you listening. So Lucas and I were talking about why are the young people so motivated to move now, or why do they think that the appreciation is going to slow? And I'll tell you, based on talking to young people, I'm not young, but based on talking to young people, they only remember one recession in their entire life, right? And apparently the schools aren't teaching anything about recessions. So they know of one, and then what happened in that one recession? Real estate dropped dramatically.
Yeah, up to 50% in a lot of places.
And that's not the norm. In fact, Josh, we need to find that graph that shows when what happens during recessions with real estate values and the last 5 or 6 recessions over 50 years.
Well, and we've had other recessions since then. It's gone up and down. It wasn't as impactful.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Right. So the young people know that that's the case. Now, the other thing is, we've been talking for the last 10 years that interest rates are going to go up. And we'll find out about 11 o'clock today, California time, what the Federal Reserve says. And do they have the guts, the stamina, the desire to increase interest rates? Because we know that inflation is going crazy right now.
Off the hook, through the
charts, right? I mean, 9.6%. So here, add this up together, Lucas. 9.6% producer price index earlier this week.
Okay.
And then yesterday we get the cash freight index up 44%. Right? So to produce the goods, it's gone up almost 10%. And to transport it, up 45%.
Right.
What's that going to do to your household?
Make it more expensive.
Yeah, I can only say one thing about what it's going to do to your household, right? Ow! Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
Right.
You see that at the gas station. I had a friend of mine that just told me they bought a prime rib for Christmas. Okay, the prime rib that he used to pay, I think he said it was like $10 or $12 at Costco, $25 a pound.
Yep. Inflation.
And, right, 20. So think about that. For a 10-pound, and I'm the Jewish guy, so I don't know exactly, but for a 10-pound.
Wait. Jews eat prime rib.
Not for Christmas, I don't.
Oh, well, just in general, though.
Jews eat Chinese food for Christmas. That's a story. You know what Jewish people do for Christmas, right? We go to Chinese restaurants or to Las Vegas. Those are the two things that we do really, when you think about it, right? But the concept here is, we're I'd say a 10-pound prime rib, it's going to shrink down a bit. So that's going to, if it shrinks down to 8 pounds, 7 pounds, and you figure a half a pound a person, that's 14 people. How many people are you going to have at your house for Christmas?
Well, I can't publicly disclose that because I don't want our governor to come and kick my door down. But as far as the public knows, it's just me and my immediate family, and we're all going to be wearing masks and sitting 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Governor Newsom.
You have a big house.
I know.
All 6. So let's say you have, I don't know, if I was going to celebrate, I'd say right now I'll have 20 people in my house, right? Some are give or take. I've got my wife's siblings, my kids, their significant others, right? So, that's going to take up that 10-pound prime rib,
right?
$250 just for the prime rib.
It's ridiculous,
right? I mean, think about these things. I don't know what it cost last year because I didn't buy one last year either. But we went for Chinese food. I told you that already. Right?
We covered that part.
So here's you're just thinking about these things. Prices are going up.
I know, and the amazing thing is there are people out there who are in utter denial of inflation.
Well, go to the gas station and tell me what you think.
Nope, they tell me that's not inflation.
Yeah, that's a fantasy.
I've had this is a legitimate argument I had with somebody close to me where they swore that inflation was not actually happening.
Okay.
I'll give you one guess who they voted for.
Into that. So, Josh, you driving to Fargo or are you flying? Okay. So I don't know I guess is that Spirit Airlines or who's the other one that we use? Allegheny is what we flew to Montana. They're pretty cheap. But if you were driving, could you imagine what the cost of driving would be if you're planning on going away for the holidays?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, we're going to go to Palm Springs, I think, or Palm Desert. It's cold out there, but I mean, there might be some issues. But I mean, drive. You're going to see the inflation if you're doing anything. If you're going shopping, the only reason you're not seeing inflation if you go shopping for Christmas gifts is because they haven't got off the boat yet. They're still out there, and you haven't bought them.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's a lot going on. So the inflation is here, and is it going to have an effect on people's purchasing power? Right, because their credit card bills, if they in January, February, when as a lender, we go and look at their credit report, and their credit card bills are up higher, their minimum payments are up higher. Right, it's going to be means the purchasing power is not going to be up higher. Might diminish a little bit of the demand.
Right.
And that might level off prices. They're not going to go down, but it might level off some prices. Let's, in the spirit of the holidays, before I get into the any more Chinese food or...
Hey, I wore my Christmas tie. This is one of the 2 times a year I can wear my Christmas tie.
Almost a reddish color shirt, but we haven't given away anything today yet, Josh. So, Lucas, what do you think? Should we give away our credit book?
Yes, free stuff.
rsrcreditbook.com, rsrcreditbook.com, followed closely by rsridtheftbook.com. So if you want to see how to get your credit score, 7 steps to a 700 credit score. It's free.
That sounds amazing. I'm going to start calling you Bernie Siegel.
Okay, Josh,
you can use that later.
I'm muting him. He's done. Okay, so...
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah. We know where Lucas is getting his material today. All right, so
that's legal. So's that.
Good. That's a tough one today, right? Okay, the show's getting out of hand, Josh. We got to get this back on track. How about a home buyer's guide? We just got the new ones out. We released them at the beginning of the month. Text HBG to 79564. HBG 79564. You can go to rsrhbg.com. rsrhbg.com. Lots of great stuff. And as always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean for engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, if you really want to meet Lucas Smith, give me a call at 800-306-1990. Be happy to put you in touch with him. And as always, I suggest make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.